Hey guys, welcome. Welcome back, welcome aboard, welcome home. As always, depending on where you are in relation to this channel, this energy, and these messages. Today I want to talk about the full moon on the 20th of October, 2021. This moon happens at 27 degrees Aries. So let's talk about full moons, right? Full moons are when the sun and moon are in opposition. That means the sun is in Aries complementary sign of Libra, right? Hello, thank you. So, Aries is a sign of inception, right? It's a sign of forward motion. It's a sign of the ego's energy, the will, the being, the individual, personification, right? It is a sign of forward motion. Wow. Beautiful as we come out of retrograde season, right, into forward motion. The only celestial bodies in retrograde motion any longer are Neptune and Uranus and Chiron. So this is a reminder, don't lose sight of what still hurts. Keep doing that work, right? So this full moon also, the sun is conjunct Mars, asking what you gonna do, right? Both in Libra. So how are you going to create yourself in accordance with your relationships to other? Where shall you witness other, right? Or will you? Do you dissolve those boundaries? The sun and the moon are forming a T-square to Pluto, adding a lot of power-packed amplification with a whole lot of transformational potential to this full moon. So if you are looking for a shift or a change in your relationships or your self-identity in relation to your relationships, now is the time, right? Practical changes in that cardinal sign energy. Super possible, right? Super possible. Also, Mercury is in opposition to Chiron, right? Mercury's still coming back into full direct motion, asking you, what is the story you're telling about your state of health, your state of healing, or what still needs to be healed, right? Big time. Jupiter trines Mars, reminding you to move, but not to overextend yourself. Not just yet, right? We're still coming out of that real flux, staticness of retrograde season. And so, like we talked in the weekly What's Up, if you start running after a long period of stillness, you're very likely to pull something, right? So in order to prevent that, begin to walk before you run, right? Put your feet on the ground, flex into it, stretch into where you want to go, right? This whole retrograde season. Hopefully, if you've been doing the work, you have a trajectory, right? A course plotted and laid in. So be cautious about how you begin. Don't come off the blocks at breakneck speed. Maintain your balance, right? Aries, Libra. Maintain your balance so that you maintain that sure footing. And the sun is about to move into Scorpio. Yes, yes, we begin Scorpio season soon. So that's going to be a very definite shift in energy from Libra season, right, to Scorpio season is always a dive, right? Like that black pearl diver, honestly. we dive into uncharted waters as Scorpio season begins. So, you know, how deeply can you go? How much do you trust your breath? How much do you believe is that air you're breathing now, right here in this place, like Morpheus says. And then, wow, y'all. We've also got Venus in conjunct Uranus, almost exactly, right? And so Venus, of course, the ruler of Libra, asking you, how do you do this, right? Venus being very practical, also ruling relationships, money, finances, all those 3D centers of living. Uranus, of course, being shift, change, seismic depths, sudden awarenesses. How do I do this? How do I create from my sense of home, of value? How do I become what I choose to be? How do I maintain that? Where is the sustainability? Right, as Uranus is, of course, in Taurus. So this full moon, right, is about power and momentum and gathering one's resources and energy for what lies ahead, right? It's also about a balance of ideas, not just in your own individual self, but within your relation, one-on-one, right? How do we learn lessons? Well, certainly we learn them through our experience, but what is our experience, right? Where we are and where we are in relation to. This gives us a sense of perspective, and this is how we learn. So at this beautiful time of full moon, of course, we always talk about it as being brilliant illumination. Nothing can be hidden, especially with this T-square to Pluto. Nothing that you've been asked to work on during this time of retrograde season is going to comfortably sit unexamined. So it's definitely about how we move from this retrograde season into our season of forward motion, right? How we shift from internal focus to external focus, right? Which is interesting because, of course, you know, everything in nature is hibernating now, and we're being asked to step in to our mandates, to our ideas of journey and external motion, right? Aries definitely being that sense of how do we get there from here? And as such, I mean, those are the things that we're asking ourselves, right? So let's have a look. We've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Fool, right? Oh, so beautiful. So aces, as we know, gifts from the divine, right? Here you go. You must accept with gratitude and put into motion. Not in your pocket. You can't hold on to those aces. So to have the Fool clarifying this, of course, the Fool is forward motion and faith, right? Full faith. He moves forward, traveling light, right? Blessed by the sun. His divine journey is that of, I don't know where I'm stepping, right? I have no idea what I'm walking into, but I trust, right? This Ace of Pentacles says trust your sense of resource, right? Look at that sweet grasshopper up there. He knows, trust your resources, right? Grasshoppers are all about luck, divine blessing. So as we reevaluate our relation to our values, to our life, to what we're putting into this world, right? The sun, the moon. This is our being, innermost and outermost, right? What we feel and who we are. T-squaring Pluto, right? Supercharging what's happening within us, asking us to really step into that as above, so below, as within, so without, right? We are the reflection of the divine. Do you trust your journey? Do you trust your journey? Do you? Great question. We have the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. So lovely, right? The Three of Pentacles, this is about collaboration. It's about joint ventures, right? And the Six of Pentacles, of course, is the minor arcana card of Libra. So, I mean, what a beautiful pairing here. So we have trust the journey and this sense of generosity. I am so well resourced and I trust my sense of abundance so much that I am happy to share, to give away, right? So we have the Three of Pentacles twice here. Again, what's growing, what you are watering, right? You know, we've got the Sun conjunct Mars, and we've got Jupiter trining Mars, telling you, give what you have, give what you can. Don't give, don't hoard anything, don't hold back, because we know that abundance is already there, right? So if you've done that work and you're really solid in your faith, then you need not hold anything back, especially as we move from this season of internal growth, right, to external growth. What you have, you give, and that's how you keep that cycle of getting. So let's talk here. We've got the Nine of Swords and the Six of Cups. So the Nine of Swords is a card of anxiety, right? This is about your ideas and what troubles you, what plagues you, where your thoughts hold you prisoner. I mean, look at this depiction. I love this deck so much because it's so graphic, right? This is one's thoughts holding one prisoner. The Six of Cups is a beautiful card that indicates really knowing what unconditional love means. It's a place in your memory, right? That place where you were first experiencing what it means to love and be loved, what it first means to nurture and be nurtured. And if you've not experienced that in your life, then you have the opportunity to create it for yourself, right? So with this Nine of Swords, remember we talked about how Neptune and Uranus and Chiron are still in retrograde motion. And I did kind of mention not to lose sight of what still hurts, right? So if you have healing to do, if you're still dealing with limiting thoughts, this is how you heal them, right? You find that place of unconditional love. And if you haven't yet discovered it, it's being offered to you, right? This is your own creation, right? You don't need another person to love or show you how to love yourself. You don't need another person to nurture you or to show you how to be nurtured. It can be your job as well, right? You can do all of those things for yourself. This work is self-work, right? These swords are things you have to pull out yourself. No one can do that work for you. You have to do it on your own. Beautiful thing right here. We've got the King of Wands and the Ten of Swords. Okay, so we're moving from the Nine with that unconditional love to this King of Wands, right? King of Wands is that beautiful energy of being fully expressed in your passion, your motivation, in your soul, right? In what gets you moving, right? With that Sun conjunct Mars and Jupiter trining Mars. And also that Venus in conjunct Uranus, right? You can shift these ideas. You can shift them just that quickly by aligning to that sense of unconditional love and move from 9, which is learning, to 10, which is integration, cycle completion, right? And then we go right back up here to this Ace and this 0 card, and we start that journey. So anything that is keeping you bound in your belief system, in your process, right? Here's your antidote right here, unconditional love. And again, that is self-work. That is just about what are you planting? If you need help, get some help, but understand that this work is work that you do for yourself, right? How do you do that? You align to the divine, right? You align to the divine. That's what you do. In every aspect here, we have those aspects of fully trusting the divine to provide that power, that momentum, that sense of balance in terms of your ideas, and that ability, right, to be that creation, to tell that new story about your own healing, right? Whatever it is you're healing from, you have the power to do it. Here's how you do it. Right? Don't overextend. Keep your footing, sure, but very definitely trust that journey. So we have this amazing, beautiful card I absolutely love, 36. This is about entrapment and limitations and restrictions. We have more ability than willpower, and it is often an excuse to ourselves that we imagine that things are impossible, right? We're entangled by obstacles, real or imagined, that restrict our wishes and actions. Whether by ignorance, self-doubt, or a paralyzing fear, we allow them to control, limit, and imprison us. If we could just summon the strength of will, Aries full moon, all about will, right? And confront them, Aries energy, very much that confrontational, strong presence. If we could just summon the strength of will and confront them, we might face them down and ultimately overcome them. In doing so, we are free to fly once more, right? This is an angel without flight, her wings entangled by troubles, obstacles, and fear. Her suicidal pose, red ribbons entwine her wrists like streaks of blood, but her entrapment is a consequence of her own fear. Blinded by anxiety, she is unaware that the nearby sword could be used to cut her ties and set her free to fly once more. So again, what have you buried, right, in this full moon with this T-squared of Pluto? That power of depth, that power of excavation is right there, right? This ace is right here. This one single sword separates learning from completion. It's right there. It's right there. Don't be afraid to utilize that sword to cut your ties with whatever it is that's holding you back. Align to that divine in this moment of full moon, right? Move from that internal state of paralysis to this external state of expression. How? Feel into it. Align to the divine, right? This is an Aries full moon, guys. The new moon coming up is at 12 Scorpio, and it is in direct opposition to Uranus. So whatever this work is, please do it, because it will be teed up for release, right? Big, big love, big blessings. We'll talk soon. Happy full moon. Utilize this power, please, on your own behalves. Thank you.